All right, here we have the transom with the Cusa board epoxied in, and we also have the stringers epoxied in, and you can see we used some Cusa board on those as well. We reused the old pieces of stringer and laminated some additional Cusa board against them, and today we are going to take and install the 1708 fabric over the Cusa board and then tab into the corners to lock everything into the hull of the boat on the sides and the base. So that is our goal today. I'll update you on progress. Okay, so today I'm going to wet this out and we're going to install the 1708 mat, so you get to some of that process. Okay, so we have the roller here. Just keep rolling all the bubbles out, getting everything to wet in real well. First layer of 1708 is now in place. We'll just keep rolling the bubbles out, making sure we have good adhesion, and then we'll start working on the stringers, and then we'll put another layer of 1708 on top. Alright, so we have one sheet of 1708 in. We have the stringers tabbed in and rolled over with 1708. We're making some Cusa board pieces, and then we're going to put the next sheet of 1708 in place. Alright, so here we have the transom with all the tabbing done. The stringers. And we also filled in that area. Here we have the outside. We just put a couple more layers of 1708 in there, and now we'll ferret out as the next step on the outside of the transom. Alright folks, so the progress is being made and it's kind of exciting. You can see we're starting to fit the liner back into the transom. So when we cut this out, the transom, we had to shave behind the liner. And again, this is a cutout transom and we filled that in. So we shaved and made a cut and pulled that piece out so that we could access the transom. We also took the gunwale off that came over to there. And so we're grinding it back, clamping it with some Cusa board underneath, just right now for a dry fit. And we'll be working on the other half and seeing how everything comes together in the center, looking at how we want to support it and epoxy it into the transom. And then we'll have to feather this out into that board. And then when we install it, we'll end up capping it with the original gunnel that comes across and ends about there. And from here to there, actually right over here, so from here to here, we're going to fabricate a piece that'll act like the top board of the gunnel. So we have a nice flat spot, nice and easy to roll over. The transom is we're going to have the swim platform back there. Something else we're looking at doing is filling this drop down space in. The original boat, or the original transom, was a cutout transom and we had a splash gate. We've taken that out. And so what we can do is build this up and build that up. And then in the corners we can leave the original scupper locations. Probably going to take and drill 2.5-inch holes through with pipe, epoxy that in, and then purchase a 7.5 by 5.5 stainless scupper system for both corners. So that'll here and over here. And then I can put a piece of grate inside the scupper well, if you will. So if you step into that area, you won't get wet feet. So that's kind of the plan coming together. Kind of excited to see us get to the point of putting the liner in. We're going to sand, clean that all up. Again, when we make those connections, and then I'm going to take and buy some epoxy primer and paint those areas. And then the deck, ultimately, I think we'll either go with the sea deck foam, or we'll use marine carpeting, which has been done in lots of boats. Provides a nice cushion, slip resistant, but you can still clean it very well. Oh, something else we did today, we mounted the bilge pump plate, so that's all epoxied in. And then in the area under here, I took and put fabric along each side and wrapped around the back side of that well, and then put some glass on the bottom. So this storage compartment, it goes from here to here, be nice and continuous, and be ready for prime and paint. So making progress. Okay, so here we are. We fit that piece in. Now we fit the starboard side in. And what we're going to do is we're going to see how this drops down here for the splash well, and then it drops down back there. And as I said before, I'd like to make a little scupper well and raise this area up so it matches this deck. So we're going to take a piece of Kusa board, and this is just to kind of show. We'll end up filling in and building up with Kusa board. That way we'll bridge all three pieces. We'll glue it all in real well with some epoxy putty, and we'll lay a piece of 1708 mat over top everything, or in between. We got to figure that out. But then, as I said, we'll have a nice little rectangular or square scupper well there, and one over there. We're also going to use Kusa board underneath to kind of sandwich everything together. So it's kind of exciting to see it coming together right now. Stay tuned.